Vertex Neo CD SD loader. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. It's solid, thick PCB here. It's like it's not flimsy at all. Multi-layer, very complex, like insanely complex. Made by the guy who helped design the Mister and developing engineering the new Neo Geo AES. Here's looks like they pre-attach this for me. I think I have to. Yeah, it looks all soldered in. There's like a couple cables here, plugs and stuff. Need a SD card, of course. He makes one for the other model as well, the Model 1, but I'm just doing a Model 2 right now. The more common one. To take off the top, you just will be on it like this. You just take off this 4 screws on the bottom and pull the back up, and then tilt like this and pull off that ribbon there. And then you want to grab this ground here. There. And you're going to want to take the shield off if you have it there. And we're going to have to basically just pull these out. Screw this back plate. This console basically only uses one screw. So it's pretty nice in that way. I think I got all of them. Oh shit, there's one there. Maybe not. Actually, I have to take off these back screws. There's two on the back there. Sounds tight. Now you can finally take all this shit off. Put your power board there. And yeah, this is 1,000 screws to take this off. Actually, these ones are slightly bigger, longer. Put those together. Port screws. You can take the controller, slot board off. Now you can probably let's go to main board shielding. Pretty short ones. These I can tell are different. It's shorter than all the others. It's not as bad. I missed one here. At this point, you can pull the whole board out and just dust it out if you want. I'm just gonna do that right now. You're also able to change this battery if you want. This connected here. You probably won't have this same sort of setup, but the idea is you want to have the pin 1 through 3 connected to 1 to Z, 2 to X, 3 to Y here. And you can do that any way you want. This kit came with this connector with this cable that has some connectors, so I just soldered the connector in sort of makeshift. Just twisted the connections on this end so that they go to the right one, because it's not a straight, they're not lined up in the same way they are here. It's because the board wasn't designed to have a pin connector on it. It's just designed to have just wires individually soldered. But yeah, that's this part here, and then we have to put a connector onto this thing. 3-pin connector. I got this one, but the housing thing is not the right shape, so I'll have to just cut this housing around just so it just at least gets the 3 pins in the 3-pin cable off the power supply. I forget what it's called. You just put it right there, solder it right there. And then A and B, we have to lift one of these pins and connect it to the base of where it was and one to the pin so it can bypass the connection there. I'll just show that in a second. So lift this 2 pins over from this marker. So 2 pins to the right of this mark. And you put the lifted pin to pad B and the board pin to A. For some reason this one's already pre-tinned. Nothing else was. Lifted wire. B. Just doesn't feel very safe though. Balance this here. Also, I did just sort of sanded lightly with fine grit on the sides of these pins in case they're corroded or something. Probably don't have to do that. So the white wire goes on the outside. So plugged in like this. White wire where the arrow is plugged in there. One end kind of crooked, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you hear like a click. It's touched bunches. More. Just hold this one bending. should work. Alright. So I'm gonna clean this. It looks disgusting. But I think that's basically everything. Be able to see this through the opening once I get the shield on. This piece of plastic up there. Make sure that's on. The capacitors look fine. I don't see any issue. There's only like 10 caps on this thing. I gotta dust this off. Just gonna dust this out with the other two boards. And you just have to feed this through the opening. Yeah, basically done. So before you put this on, you want to mount this to the shield, copper spray paint shield. And just sort of attach this cable with the white one on the outside. Plug here. Put the ribbon thing here and the control purlin. Just lower it in. to plug anything here anymore since it's bypassed and routed through the new board there. I think I fucked up that part though. Down. There's so many things I can get caught on. Start doing in all those screws. I think there might be one under this. Maybe not, I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. Controller board. Sure if you wanna completely screw it in because you mess something up and you wanna inspect it or something. Or just jam it there. Give the power supply a bit more breathing room. Reduce smoothness on this somehow. Open for LED. Solder the pins really not tight together, really far away, so you can bend this. When you're installing it, you want to bend it more so downward so that it's got a bit of pressure. It's tight against this plastic here, like it's pushing down on it. And then you just screw it in here. It doesn't actually connect to this board or anything, so I don't think you need to plug this in. I'm not sure though, but this one doesn't even have a laser on it. So I just harvest the laser from it, because I'm pretty sure this board's dead anyway, so yeah, hopefully get some new life into this Neo SD, Neo CD, I mean, with the Neo SD. And yeah, you plug the ribbon cable into here. The blue up, blue facing up here, and you can just set up your SD card and just plug it in here. It'll just go like you can kind of see it comes out right there, the second last vent there. You could just like this. It's kind of fucking stupid. Like, you still can barely not even grab it. I mean, it's better than anything I could design, that's for sure, but I guess you can if you got fingernails. Yeah, you can sort of pull it out there. If you get your nail back on the inside of that tab there. But yeah, I'm just gonna set up the SD card, see if it works. Alright, I guess I'll film some reassembly. This is kind of tricky. Why all the other YouTubers try to make it look easy, breezy, but it's nothing easy about this at all. And yeah, I have to kind of like flip it around. Just very sketchy. Super sketchy. Can't see what I'm doing at all. It might be in now. That was just sketchy as fuck. Set the control parts right here. Push it down. You gotta kind of push it back. It'll just fall down sometimes. It gets stuck. Usually it gets stuck. You can't just force it down. There's no point really. I'm probably gonna. I gotta open it back up anyways and put all the screws in. Anyways, so I'm just gonna leave it like this for testing and practicing. And there you have it. Let's put games on. There's also a issue I ran into. This capacitor right there. If it's like not bendable, you're it's gonna be squishing up against the board here. Notice, yeah, so you may wanna desolder it and soldered flat, so it's got some more clearance. But you can just sort of squish it, but it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the top shell. That's this cap here. These two beside each other. You wanna actually lift this up and do these 3 in. That might have been why it was a bit high. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, you have to screw those in. Miss that part. And yeah, hopefully that fixes the weird issue. So you can't even install the shielding over this thing because this extender board just shorts out on it. I don't think it even mentions that in the instructions, so as far as I could tell. Yeah, it wasn't even that capacitor, it's just like the shielding and the cords and stuff. I just ended up squishing a bit of them because, I don't know, they just naturally reroute to that area, so fuck it. But you can try to like tape them away from here if you can. But yeah, I probably should have done that, but I got them a bit better. And there's this post thing I just snipped off because it looked like it was in the way as well, but pretty sure it was just mostly those wires and the shielding, basically. Maybe that cap was in the way, I don't know. There's just so much stuff in the way, like it's hard to tell exactly which part it is. It's probably a combination of all of them. It's pretty complicated. But anyways, yeah, it's fully working. No laser. Laserless. EOGO. See the SD card there. And yeah, to install it, you just get just go to the instructions, get the firmware from the Furtec website, furtec.org or something, and you just drag the firmware into it and change the last 4 letters to Z's, and then you can just drag your folders of your ROMs over to it. Your ISOs, bin queues, I mean. But it doesn't, if you have MP3 files, it doesn't read MP3s. You have to convert them to WAV. But apparently WAV, if you convert it to WAV, it won't retain the quality. So I think you have to just find ROMs with WAV files or without them or something, or whatever the ISOs. But the ones I tested didn't even have separate music files. They're just bin queues, and you just put them in there, each separate folder, and then the bin queue file on each folder. You don't have to name them anything special, just like the bin and queue data have to be reading off the proper files, which is usually set up. But if they don't read the same, if the names and the data for each other don't match, then the SD loader won't be able to play them in sync or whatever, I guess. But yeah, this is pretty sweet. This dead console is fast. Yeah, GeoCD.